St. Patrick's Day is just around the corner, and what better way to celebrate than with some great corned beef? Joining me is Chef Michaele Musel from the National Cattlemen's Beef Association. Michaele, welcome back.
Hello.
It's fantastic to have you on the show.
Thanks.
I understand you have a great beef recipe for us.
We do. We're going to be making today corned beef that has a currant mustard sauce.
Sounds yummy.
It's kind of a little twist on a typical corned beef cabbage recipe.
Okay.
So first of all, we're going to start off adding some quartered onion and some celery stalks to the base of a stock pot, or you could even use a slow cooker.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to just put it in for the morning and then take off, go to work, come back, it'll be ready for you. But I'm going to use the stock pot. So
I like recipes like that.
put this down at the bottom just to kind of cushion the corned beef a little.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go ahead and add corned beef. This is about a 2.5 to 3 pound brisket. Okay. And then I'm going to add just a couple veggies here, colorful veggies. And then I'm going to add about 3.5 cups of water.
Okay.
Just enough that you're not completely submersing everything when you braise. It's kind of, it's a little confusing for people. When you're braising, you actually don't need to completely cover your meat and vegetables with water. The braising action and the steaming actually helps tenderize the beef.
So don't overdo it, is what you're saying.
Correct. So I'm going to go ahead and add this.
Now, I know you don't want to overdo it, but could you use a different liquid other than water, a broth, or?
Absolutely. You can either use beef broth or, of course, an Irish beer.
Oh, of course.
That would be perfect. We're just using water today. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my cabbage, of course, because you've got to have cabbage.
Take that?
Yes, thank you. And so I've got it cut in half, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it into some wedges to kind of make it a little bit more manageable.
Okay.
That way it'll kind of pretty much cook at the same rate as the rest of the ingredients. And I'm going to leave a little stem on.
Okay. Why do you do that?
So that it doesn't fall apart. So when you lift it out of the stock pot with your tongs, it'll kind of stay intact and it'll make a much better presentation. So I'm going to go ahead and lay those in on top. Cut a couple more. It's a little tough. Okay, go ahead and do this. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cover it. You always want to keep the lid really tight on your stock pot because, like I said, you want to build up that steam.
How long is this going to cook for?
This is going to take about 2 to 3 hours, or until it's fork tender. You always want to test it with a fork. I like to use forks that have really long tines to them, and you just want to kind of poke the beef in a couple different areas, and your fork should come out very easily. It should not stick, and you shouldn't have to struggle.
Okay.
And so as soon as it comes out very easily, it's done.
Fork tender.
Okay, exactly.
Makes sense.
So I'm going to move this over.
Now you've got the sauce, which looks fabulous.
So
the ingredients are fun.
Get that going here. So what I've got for the sauce, it's real simple. Just a 12-ounce jar of currant jelly.
Okay.
So you're going to have a little bit of that sweet, sour tang.
Fantastic.
And that'll actually marry really well with the rich flavors and textures of the corned beef and cabbage and vegetables. So I'm going to add all of this in. It couldn't be easier. And then it's about 3 tablespoons of Dijon mustard.
Easy is my favorite kind of recipe. I like that.
I like easy sauces. I love sauces, but they have to be easy.
Absolutely.
So I'm just going to go ahead and do this and turn my stove up a little bit. And essentially, all you're going to do is combine these until everything is just melted and kind of together.
So how long does that take about to?
You know, this will take only about a couple minutes.
Okay.
And if you find that it's, you know, you could also use a whisk. Sometimes that's easier.
What about the final product, Michaele? What does that look like?
That, right here we've got the corned beef already braised. So you notice it has a really nice, beautiful, rosy color. I like to leave a little bit of the pickling spices on it. Okay. We've got the cabbage wedges, you've got your potatoes and your carrots, garnished with a little bit of parsley just to add a little spark to it. We've got our sauce. And then, you know, I always say, there's a lot of smaller families out now. You know, empty nesters, you know, single people that just maybe two.
One child.
Exactly, one
So
child.
this dish is?
So this is kind of my leftover idea.
Fantastic.
It's a real hearty hash that I love to serve at brunch with maybe a couple poached eggs
Sounds
and some
fantastic.
biscuits.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you. Thank you.
Easy and fantastic. To get all of Michelle's great beef recipes, you can head to our website at cattlemantocattleman.org.